It's the radio guy, Mike Prince. Welcome to another special episode of the Mike Prince Show as we're continuing on our journey of getting to know you by way of the Prairie View A&M University football staff. Today, our guest will be assistant head coach, special teams coordinator, and defensive ends coach, Vantz Singletary. How you doing, sir, and welcome to the show.
Doing good, Mike. Appreciate you having me on board.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you making yourself available. Welcome to the Hill, sir. Explain to us how we got you here to come to the Hill, and we'll continue on from there.
Just by the grace of God, relationships. This whole business is all about not what you know, but who you know. And by the grace of God, the good Lord opened the door for me to stay in touch with Coach Dooley over the years. And we've established a really good relationship. And I'm very fortunate to get a phone call from him about an opportunity. And when it presented itself, I said, you know what, let me pray about it. And the good Lord blessed me to come on to the Hill. Yeah.
Okay. And prior to the Hill, we've had a chance to read your bio, but for those who may be Johnny come lately, explain your journey which led you toward Prairie View.
Well, growing up in Houston is where it all started for me. In Sunnyside, Texas. I went to Worthing High School, had a chance to have a pretty good high school career. And from there, I had a chance to go to college at Bland Junior College up in Brenham, Texas. And I spent 2 seasons there. And then after Bland, I was blessed to go out to Manhattan, Kansas to attend school. My last 2 years of my collegiate career was at Kansas State University. And from Kansas State, I had a chance to finish up, and I had a short stint with the NFL. I signed a free agent contract with the Philadelphia Eagles. Buddy Ryan was the head football coach. And that was short-lived. And after that, I had a chance to go and do the Canadian League and all that type of thing. But God steered me in another path, and that was coaching. So I had a chance to move on and coach. My first coaching job came in Chicago, Illinois. I was at a little small NAIA school, Trinity International University, and I was working for a guy by the name of Leslie Frazier, who's now the defensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. Was blessed to allow me to come on board to give me my first coaching job. And from there, I've just been really traveling all over the country, coaching football and mentoring young men. And had a chance to bounce around from Trinity to Southern University. It was my first opportunity to coach in the SWAC conference, and was blessed to win 2 conference championships there with Coach Dooley. We first met and worked together, and that was really a blessing. And then from there, I was able to fly over the water there out to Honolulu, Hawaii, coach the University of Hawaii with head football coach June Jones, which who's Houston guy as well, was just running the XFL team there. Then from there, after 7 football seasons in Hawaii, I came back to the mainland and took a job at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. And that was a good run, a couple of years there. And then I moved on out to Buffalo to coach at the University of Buffalo in the MAC conference. And I won a championship, and first ever championship of the institution. And then went on to a bowl game. That was really fun to be a part of something like that. Went up to Canada to play in the Toronto Bowl, I believe it was. And then from there, I left there after really a single season, and I went to the National Football League to coach with my uncle, Mike Singletary, when he was named the head football coach. And that was really a lot of fun. And it was kind of a blessing in disguise that I've done many internships throughout the National Football League, maybe 6 or 7. And I didn't know when that opportunity would present itself to to have a chance to coach in the NFL. And after my run there, I went to the University of Kansas to work with my old boss from the University of Buffalo, Turner Gill. And after a short stint at the University of Kansas, I moved over to follow him to Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. And I thought, wow, this is interesting. You know, God just kind of moving us all over the place. But it's been a great experience, great exposure. You know, to be able to work with so many different people and so many different kids from all different backgrounds. And probably last when I leave, you know, leaving Liberty, I got a chance to leave there after my head coach retired. I went out to join this new league, the AAF, American Alliance, the Memphis Express in Memphis, Tennessee. And after that folded back in April of last year, I got a phone call to go to Tennessee State to work with a guy there, Rod Reed. And that was a nice run as well. And lo and behold, I'm back here to the Hill, Prairie View, Texas, my home state. And I think more, and when I look at it, at the end of the day, I said, you know what, my wife, it was all really, for me, it was all about my wife. I wanted to have an opportunity to get her back close to home. And she's made every move with me without, you know, saying no, I don't know. It was kind of a thank you to her, more importantly, just kind of pressing forward. But it's been a great run. It's been a great ride, and I've still got a lot of football ahead of me. Very excited about what God has in store, and especially working for a head guy like Eric Dooley and the entire coaching staff. And it seems like we've got a great support staff. We've got the administration, and very excited about where this thing's going to go.
Now, when you hear your travel, people are like, man, this guy's in a whole lot of places. But when you're in this business, you have to be willing to go because you never know where that next opportunity will come from. And just from that standpoint alone, what advice would you give a young coach right now?
You know, I think do the best job at where you're at. You know, I was at one point, I was a very young coach when I first got into business, you know, and a lot of times it's about the next job, and it's really not. You know, if I could stay at one job 4 or 5 or 6, 7 years, I would. You know, there's value into that, you know, because you're working at your craft. How do I continue to be the best at my craft? You know, whether that's studying film or that's going out and doing professional development, those are all the things that I did, you know, because I continue to surround myself. I just didn't want to be just an average guy. I just didn't want to be just getting through the day. A lot of that sacrifice sometimes means, you know, cutting vacations, you know, staying back in the office sometime a little later than you would really want to. You know, leaving my family in the summer and going to, and I remember being in Hawaii. I remember I probably left the islands 2 or 3 times, and I didn't really want to do that, but I knew at some point I just wanted to make sure I understood this game, and I had to go, whether it was spending my own money and to stay in a hotel and spend time with those coaches that wanted to spend time with me. You know, so those are the things, if I had to press anything or say something to a up-and-coming guy or guy, just because I get that asked a lot. Man, Coach, you've been here, you've done this, but it's really a lot of sacrifice that comes along with that. You know, doing the extra, doing the little, doing the things that most people wouldn't do or say, I'm not going to do it. You know, so that would be my message to a young coach, up-and-coming guy.
We're speaking right now with Vantz Singletary, the newest addition of the Prairie View A&M University coaching staff as a special teams coordinator, assistant coach, and a defensive end coach. Now, you said your craft just a moment ago, Coach. What would you say your craft is and why?
My craft would be it's really all about relationships. It's working at knowing how can I get this guy to get in a position, get him to put his hands here, get him to put his eyes over here, get him to step with this foot. Just those little things. How do I get him to do that? I might know all of those things from a craft perspective, but how do you get these guys, these young men or older men to do this? Or the guys that have been, doing it for some time. Well, you get them to do it by relationship. If they don't trust you, they're not going to do any of the craft. I'm not trying to put the cart before the horse here, but to me, all the places I've been, it's really been about relationship. Because to me, when it comes right down to it, Mike, coaching is parenting. I really believe that's law. Coaching is parenting. And those kids really want to know, how can this coach help me? It's no different in the classroom. And some teachers in the classroom, they're not willing to go the extra mile. And I want to go the extra mile with them. If they want to do the extra, I want to do the extra with them. Whether that's before practice, whether that's after practice. And I've learned that from being around a lot of really good men that they're about relationships. And I felt that. I said, well, if I can get them to just trust me on this. And I'm like, wow, you know what? That's it. That's really it. Because they're talented now. But how do you get them to hone in with their craft and trust what you're teaching them? That goes a long way. It does.
It's ironic that you say that. We're in an era, and it's in as Star Trek you say, a place where man has not been before. Not only with the virus thing, but even with dealing with such talented, much faster, bigger athletes today. But you said something to me that just jumped off the page, and that was coaching is about parenting. And it's to the point now where the parents of the students don't want anyone else to aid them in their parenting, which causes that friction between coach and player today. Do you think that sounds far off?
No, you might be starting a book there. You're so absolutely right. Yeah, and for me, one of the things I know sometimes coaches really don't want anything to do with the parents. I welcome the parents, I really do, because I want to know, how do I get this guy? So it just seems like he's just kind of uncomfortable with some things, and for most of the time, what I've done, I've reached out to mom and dad because I really want to save the kid. I don't want to see you dismissed. I don't want to see you sitting on the sideline. I'm going to reach out to coaches. I don't care if they're middle school. Because somebody knows how to reel this young man in. That takes time. And some coaches in this business, I've noticed, they're not willing to go the extra mile. I keep hearing that word, and they don't pay me enough. I didn't sign up for this. I don't care. You can't let what they're paying you separate you from doing your job. If that's the case, you need to go find other work. This young man needs somebody to teach him, to hold him, and love him, and challenge him.
And sometimes that comes in a soft shield or a hard shield, depending on the moment, depending on the situation. But when that kid knows that you're invested in them emotionally, you're invested in them on and off the field, it goes a long way.
It goes a long way. You can't just call him during the season. You got to call him during Thanksgiving. You got to call him during Christmas.
Yeah, yes, sir. And you got to call him when he think ain't nobody else even thinking about him.
You gotta keep calling him. You gotta keep trying to connect with him. You gotta keep inundating yourself to him. You just have to. If you're not doing that, you ain't coaching. You ain't teaching. You ain't mentoring. You're not. And I don't think there's a place I've been where the guy say, "Coach, wow," because they're at my house. My players are my surrogate sons.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I just want mom and dad to know that I'm gonna give you my best.
Yes.
When I go in that living room, I just want you to know they got all of me. I'm in it for the long haul.
Yes, sir. I can feel you on that one, Coach. I can definitely feel you on that one. We're talking right now with Vantz Singletary, new addition for the Prairie View A&M University Panthers, coming in as a special teams coordinator. And we hear it all the time in theory that there are three phases to the ball team. Football side is going to have offense, defense, and special teams. Really and truly, in my opinion, outside looking in, and I'm going to say on majority of the levels of football, special teams is probably the most neglected, but most needed position, or should I say unit, on the squad. What's your approach to special teams? I know you're the coordinator, and it's going to be more unique than other coaches would take a look at it, but what's your approach to special teams?
You know, the special teams is that part of the franchise to go out and set the tempo for the offense and the defense. You know, we're going to start the game by playing 5. You know, we want to play with our hair on fire. You know, we want to play with a lot of emotion, a lot of passion. We want to fly around with great energy. You know, we set the tempo. You know, whether it's at practice, whether it's on game day. And, you know, I just need 11 guys that's playing together. 11 guys that love each other. That's really it. And when you think about special teams, you know, you want to eliminate all the penalties. We do want to make sure whether it's you're in the first unit, the second unit, you know, when the first guy goes down, whatever it might be, he's fatigued or it's an injury, when we plug that second guy in, there's no fall off. There's no excuse. And for the guys that can't get it done, you know what, let's find another person that's going to go out there and be consistent. And they're going to do it. They're going to do it right every time. That's what special teams is. You know, you got to love special teams. You're a special force. A special force to be reckoned with. You know, you're playing with reckless abandon. And that's what gets me excited about special teams.
Now, Coach, I know sometimes you like to reserve your quote-unquote starters, try to give them breaks in between. But is it some cases that the kid might not be as fast nor even as strong, but he's got the heart of a soldier? He's got a can't-quit mentality. Is there a spot on your special team unit for a player like that?
Oh, always. Always. There's I mean, special teams, I mean, you're just trying to, you know, I don't think you're trying to say, well, you know, I think when you look at special teams, and I think this is all over, you know, you've seen a lot of guys that are the starters. Well, it could be a starting receiver. It could be a starting running back. It could be a starting corner. I mean, you're just trying to really get your best 11 guys. I mean, you don't have to be a 4-3 guy. You don't have to be, you know, the best player on your football team to be on special teams. You know, hopefully you can get a guy that really enjoy running down the field and just, you know, trying to help his football team be the very best that they can be. So it don't, you're not trying to discriminate that, he's not Superman, or he can't do this, or he can't do that, and he's not real strong. And this is your opportunity. You may not have an opportunity to get on the field with the offensive unit. You may not even have an opportunity to get out there when the defense is out there. You may not even be in the 2 deep. But you're a guy. This is your chance. This is your opportunity. And who knows? You go out there and do a great job for them team, and that might open the door somewhere else for you in one of the other categories, whether it's playing linebacker, running back, or see. You just never know. And most kids, you try to stress to them, too, it's another way to get looked at if you have any goals of maybe moving on to the next level. If you can go down there and wreak havoc and all of that type of stuff, that might be your meal ticket to be $1 million man playing in the National Football League or playing over in Europe or wherever it might be. Those professional coaches are always looking at guys on those special teams because they are difference makers.
Coach, if I could ever go back, as Tyrone Davis said, through the hands of time, I would have went and become either a kicker or a long snapper.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, man, because you have guys, we call them Mr. Anonymous. They're in the NFL, long snappers, longevity, 20 years in the league, and people don't even know who they are. But because that ability to snap that ball under 2 seconds back to the holder, he keeps a long, steady paycheck in the NFL, and that's not a bad payday, Coach.
It's a great payday. I think it flies under the radar, and I try to share that, wherever I've gone, being a former NFL coach. Man, I'm just trying to tell you, man, that's so much money and longevity into being a snapper. If you can snap the football. And they looked at me and they laughed. Said, "No way, Coach." I said, "Well, okay." And then whenever I saw, scouts would come and, be at our practice, and, I would get them to talk to their kids. And I just tell them, guys, you should just look around those 32 teams in the NFL and just look where some of those guys are from. Most of those guys didn't even play in college. But the one thing they could do, they can kick and they can punt and they can snap that football. And they have pretty long careers, You need to start working at that stuff. I wouldn't go to sleep there. So that's certainly another way you can get in there and be in there for a very long time, making a pretty good paycheck.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, Coach, with you being special team coordinators, I'm going to assume, that's why I'm going to ask this question, would you be directly involved with the kicking game for Prairie View, like as the kickers go?
Yes, sir. That's something that Coach Dooley and I will sit down and continue to talk through personnel and all those type of things, everything from punt team, punt return, kickoff team, and last but not least, field goal and field goal block.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, we know we have what we call the rugby-style kickers. Do you have a preference of a type of kicker you would want, or you just want somebody that can be consistent regardless of their style?
I think just someone who's consistent, someone's going to follow the instructions, somebody's going to go out and execute at a very high level, doing what we've asked them to do from all the film study and the practice reps and get out there on game day and let's go win it.
Okay.
That's what we're looking for. And we're open to the rugby style because I think everybody does a little bit of everything. And it's all game plan. You just want to know who they are and what they do best and how we can out-scheme them at the end of the day.
Well, Coach, I got a question that I've been scratching my head on. And since you're a special team coordinator, maybe you can answer this for me. What happened to the barefoot kicker? Where has he gone?
No, that's that is so old school.
Did I tell on myself, Coach?
Oh yeah, kind of told your age there. Man, when I was at the University of Hawaii, we had a kid who did that, and that was probably the last time I seen that, and that was back in the early, maybe 2000, 1999, somewhere in there, but from Europe. And he was on our football team, did a really good job. Matter of fact, he got a chance to kick in the NFL with the Dallas Cowboys. And you just don't see that anymore. And to go out there and kick a football barefooted like that, I mean, man, he's got to be a tough, something different to him now. I tell you that. Not that he's been outlawed or anything like that, but to go out there and thump that football with your bare foot, that's a little different now. That takes some work and some toughness and all of those type of things. It really does.
I wondered, it just like they just fell off the planet. It was, every other kicker used to be barefoot, and I wonder what happened. And, then they had the special shoes, and so now it's back to whatever is whatever now. And I just wondered, and I figured since I had you, I could ask you that question.
How about the guy that who kicked that long field goal and with a half a foot? Remember that?
Tom Dempsey. Tom
Yeah.
Dempsey. Yeah. New Orleans Saints, 63 yards.
There you go. There you go. Since we were into the barefooted, I said, well, let me go with the guy with the half a foot that kicked it out of the house.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'll be doggone. Well, Coach, it has been a breath of fresh air to get a chance to dialogue with you, and we got to promise that this won't be our last time that we get a chance to do this. We look forward to everything, quote unquote, coming back to normal. And as customary here on the Mike Prince Show, we want to give you some closing thoughts and comments, and the floor is now yours, sir.
Well, I'm very grateful. I appreciate you having me on board, and I'm very excited what God is doing in my life, and there at Prairie View A&M University, and I think all the people that I'm going to be working hand in hand with. First and foremost, my head football coach and our defensive coordinator. I just think there's a bunch of terrific people that I'm excited to continue to meet, and can't wait to get out with the fans and opening day. And it should be just a great year. And just praying for the entire world right now with all of the coronavirus. And so I thank you, and looking forward to many more, interviews with you about, our players and our season and all those good things, recruiting or whatever it might be. But thank you so much for allowing me to share with your listeners.
Well, Coach, we thank you for making yourself available. And as I've extended to all the coaching staff, we have an open door policy here with the Open Mic Broadcast Network. I'm class of 93 from Prairie View, so I'm going to always be pulling for you guys, rain, sleet, snow, or shine. And just know that you got a place with us at any time. He is Coach Vantz Singletary of the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Don't forget our social media handles for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are all at The Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is Open Mic Broadcast Network. And our 24-hour dial-in message line, 713-570-6736. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.